Well, hey everybody. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Bobbie and this is Bobbie Reads Tarot, and today, you guys, that was a terrible shuffle. I have a weekly prediction video for you. This is going to be today, Monday, March 17th through Sunday, March 23rd. These are all different things that we can predict and see what's going to happen. As always, you guys, my readings are for entertainment purposes only. Please do your own research, form your own opinions, and be kind to one another in the comment section down below. Okay, you guys. And speaking of predictions, you guys, I've had some pretty big ones come to fruition. We had last week, we had a big boat crash, a big ship crash, and we saw the Russian cargo ship that crashed into the U.S. tanker. We also had a prediction that there was going to be some kind of an update in the Brian Kohberger case, and last week we saw that the 911 calls were finally released, so that was really interesting. Also, I had a prediction about Eric Prince. Eric Prince, who is part of Blackwater, which is a private contractor, essentially hired mercenary group. And I had predicted that he was going to do something with Trump as far as the deportation situation. And I don't know if you guys saw, but Eric Prince was just in the news last week about going to, I believe it was Venezuela. It could have been El Salvador, but I think it was Venezuela, to meet with the president there about taking on some of our immigrants. So that was something else that is coming true, which is kind of interesting. Okay, let's see what else we have. What else do we have? Okay, you guys. So I want to start right away with astronauts. So I very much feel like this has to do with Sunny or Suni and Bud. They were on the International Space Station. So they were the ones who went up in the Boeing Starliner, and they were supposed to be in space for 6 days, and they ended up being in space for like 8 months. Hey, you guys, I wanted to jump in here really quick. After I filmed this reading, I read that Suni and Bud have not come back. The crew that was going up to bring the shuttle that's going to bring them up, they just got there, and they're going to spend a few days on the International Space Station, and then they're going to come back. So I do think they're gonna have some health issues. But let's go ahead and watch the rest of this reading, just knowing that they have not yet returned. But I've been predicting that they were going to have there's something going on. Like, there was stuff behind the scenes. They weren't worried about I mean, they knew what the chances were, or what could happen, but I don't think that they were fully given all of the information. I feel like there's just some stuff going on. So what's going to go on this week with those astronauts? What are we going to see here? We have the Knight of Wands reversed. So this is all about miscommunication. They weren't told proper information. They are exhausted. Their bodies are so beaten down from being in space that long, and also just like not being prepared to be in space that long. They were the hanged man. They were like stuck. They were hanging out. What are they going? Where are we heading? We're heading towards the Page of Swords reversed. And the Page of Swords reversed is it's about being manipulated. So there's further manipulation that's going to come out of this story. We have the Eight of Cups. This is abandonment. The astronauts feel like they were abandoned, and I think that as they continue to have medical issues, they might continue to feel abandoned. The Four of Swords reverse is a forced time out. They're going to have medical issues. This is going to cause something. The world, they're finally back on Earth. They finally made it back on Earth, and they could not be happier. Eight of Pentacles. This is about working on your craft. So they had the opportunity while they were up there to work on a lot of things to build their craft, a lot of research, scientific things, just things that build out their body of knowledge. King of Wands reversed. This is going to be someone in the program that's a tyrant, someone in the program who does not have their best interests at heart. And we have the 10 of Swords. I'm wondering if they're going to have either, this is going to be prolonged suffering and medical issues from their time and space, or we could see them, one of them pass away, and it could be like a contributing factor could be this, what their body went through. Okay. I hope that, you know, we don't want to see anything happen to anyone ever, but that one's pretty straightforward. Okay. So I'm going to put this astronaut one over here so we know what that is. Okay. So interesting. We have King, Queen, NATO, North Korea, and Lawyer. Let's pull out this King and Queen. I'm wondering if these go together. Let's pull out the King and Queen and see what we can get. King and Queen. If you guys are ever curious to know what decks I'm using, you can click on the description box down below, and there is a link to my website. On my website, I have all of the decks that I use listed, as well as links to where you can purchase them. The only deck that's not on my website is this deck right here, because it's one I made myself. Okay, you guys. Also, if you're interested in supporting my channel, you can do that by becoming a member. Members get member exclusive content, member only lives. It's a lot of fun. There's all kinds of fun little perks for being a member. So if you're interested in joining and supporting the channel, it's 99 cents a month, and the information to join is also in the description box down below. And one final thing, if you are interested in scheduling a reading with me, you can do that also on my website. That's the only way I book readings. Okay, so I will never reach out and contact you ever. I will never direct message you. The only readings I ever do, personal readings, are the ones that are booked on my secured website. Okay, you guys, that's enough of the commercials. So we have King and Queen, runaway, escape, psyop, political warfare, secluded area. Why do I feel like King and Queen does not mean a real king and queen? Why does this make me feel like it does not mean a real king and queen? Oh, you know what? I'm wondering if we're going to see Charles and Camilla go to a secluded area to get away. Or perhaps the story is that they've gone somewhere to get away, but it's not true. It could be perhaps Charles not doing so well. Is that what's going on here? We have Democrat, though. Why do we have Democrat? Democrat, psyop. Corrupted media source. Information is going to come out that is not correct information. We're going to have, yes, propaganda. We're going to have, there's corruption. What do the Democrats have to do with the corruption, though? What do the Democrats have to do with the corruption? New World Order. You guys, this is, so, you know, I've been talking a lot about how I feel like we're on this weird split, and the things that are happening right now in the US and quite frankly around the world are part of something that's bigger, right? Something that's been prophesized. I've talked about this a lot, so I'm not going to go into like deep detail on this video just because I don't want to like wear you guys out on saying the same things over and over. But I do believe that what we're seeing happen is something that has been fated, and it's leading to, there are a few people with a lot of power, and they're the ones that pull the strings. These people, the New World Order or deep state or whatever you want to call it, are the ones that pull the strings when it comes to the politicians. I think this is more a politician versus a Democrat. I also think that the king and the queen are part of this group. So there's going to be something going on this week. And I don't know if this is something we're going to actually see out in the public, which is going to be interesting. I hate when we get things like this where it's like things happen, but it could potentially be a behind the scenes thing. But there's going to be like some type of a going away or like retreating, being secluded for some reason. And whatever is going to come out, whatever messaging, it's corrupt. It's like planted information. It's not real information. Because these people here, there's something that they're prepping. There's something that they're planning. Something's going on behind the scenes. So let's get some tarot and see if we can figure out what is going on behind the scenes. Now, you guys know I talk about this, but when we do tarot, it's the energy as it stands right this moment, okay? Energies can change. What do I mean by that? Because some people, when I say energies can change, they're like, well, that's a cop-out because then, your tarot readings are, how can you guarantee your tarot readings will be right? Well, I can't guarantee my tarot readings will be right. But one thing that we have to remember, you guys, is we're heading in this direction, right? But then let's say someone decides to change their mind. Then that's going to have that butterfly effect. It's going to change everything. So as the energy is right now, and the decisions that all the people are going to make right now is leading up to this energy. But if anything changes, it can affect this, okay? So we need to like always remember that. And the other thing that we need to remember when we're looking at tarot and oracle cards and things like that is that we are looking at archetypes, themes. I'm looking at broad concepts and then trying to figure out how it fits into what we're looking at, okay? So when I give examples, it doesn't always mean that what's going to happen is going to play out exactly like I say, okay? Because I'm not able to actually see, a picture of what's going to happen. But I use the clues I'm given by spirit to determine what's going to happen. Okay, so I hope that makes a little bit of sense. All right, you guys, we have the Devil reversed. This is so the Devil is an interesting card. When it's upright, it's all about bondage, temptation, manipulation. But with the Devil reversed, this is it's about like being severed, being released. What's really interesting, you guys, is that I have always said, okay, now this is not tarot cards. This is conspiracy theory time. Put on your tinfoil hats and let's go, people. Okay. Some people believe, and I kind of wonder, the groups that are behind the scenes, right, that are pulling the scenes or pulling the strings, I feel like there's at least two groups. One group would be like, the group that backs up this group of people, and then another group that tends to back up the Republicans, okay? And I'm wondering if this is because we're seeing the Democrats just like go along with all of this crazy stuff. Like they could have voted against the spending bill, which would have forced the Republicans to have to negotiate, and they didn't do that. I'm wondering if there's just like a severing of the power of the Democrats. If it's just like, this is what's going to happen. You guys need to fall in line and you need to go along with what's going to happen. Or else you're going to, it's going to be really bad for you. You're going to be primaried or, worse. I know that that's very conspiracy theory-esque, but I just really feel like that's where we're going, especially with this Devil reversed, you guys. Okay. So now that we've done King and Queen, let's look at North Korea. What's going on with North Korea? Shall we see? Let's do another one of these cards to see if we can get some clarity. What is going on with North Korea? Can we get a clarifying card, please? What can we expect to see with North Korea this week? We have president, reality TV star, and inventor. Okay, so I wonder if we're going to see some communication between, or some kind of something between Kim Jong-un and Trump and Musk. I don't think Musk is an inventor, but he likes to pretend like he's one. Let's do tarot for this. Let's see what's going on here. What is going on? What can we expect? What can we expect to see here? Oops. Oh, man. They went flying. I have had a couple comments recently on my channel of people mentioning how much they like my voice. Now, I'm super flattered. I think sometimes I have kind of a funny voice, but if you like my voice and you want to hear more of it, I do have a second channel and it's called Bobbie Reads. And over there, I talk about all kinds of weird history. I've gone on a bunch of, trips to weird places like Roswell, New Mexico, and I have those featured on that channel. So if you want to hear more of me just talking, go check out Bobbie Reads, and I will put a little link so that you guys can find it. Okay. What's going on with North Korea? Okay. So we have the Hermit reversed. We have the Emperor reversed. We have the King of Swords, and we have the King of Pentacles. Ooh. Yeah, for sure this has to do with with leadership, with male leadership. We have the King of Swords. We have the King of Pentacles. Okay. What else do we have going on here? So when we have the Hermit reversed is about, it's about immaturity. It's about ignoring things that are really important. The Emperor reversed is not having leadership qualities. It's someone who is possibly passive, but it also has coup d'etat energy. So taking over. Ooh, I wonder if this is Elon Musk taking over and having conversations with Kim Jong-un. We keep getting this Nine of Wands today, you guys. The Nine of Wands is the Nine of Wands reversed, excuse me. This is about, again, being exhausted, having a strong opponent. So I feel like this could also be North Korean president going up against a reality TV star inventor. I feel like this is two men that are either going to have to work together or they're going to have to they're clashing. Okay. It's one of the two things, but with the Nine of Wands reversed, with this being like an opponent, a battle, I feel like it's more contentious. The Knight of Pentacles reversed is about financial mismanagement. I wonder if the King of Swords is someone who has had financial mismanagement and needs the King of Pentacles to bail him out. We have the Five of Cups reversed, and this is about sadness, grief, loss, mourning, hitting your lowest point. We have the Ace of Wands reversed, which is procrastination. Okay, we have the Three of Pentacles, which is cooperation, two people working together, and final outcome is the Knight of Cups reversed. The Knight of Cups reversed is an offer that doesn't materialize. So I think that Kim Jong-un and someone, whether it's Trump, Musk, or someone completely different that we don't know, is going to want to work. They're either going to want to work with Kim Jong-un, or Kim Jong-un is going to work with that person. But what's going to happen is it's not going to come to fruition. The deal's not going to work out because it's too many competing egos. It's just too much mismanagement. The goal is cooperation, but it's not going to happen. Okay. I'm really curious to know what that's about, you guys. Let me know if you see a story in the news because I'm really interested. Okay. So now we have NATO. What else do we have that can go along with NATO? Can we get some clarifiers here? Can we get a clarifier? Male singer. That does not go with this. That does not go with NATO. We always get male singer. It's always Diddy. Educator, educational institution. Okay. I'm wondering if there's going to be information this week coming out about NATO and about the Department of Education. Let's see here. What else can we get? I'm going to put that one back in. We haven't confirmed anything yet. I'm feeling like these two cards are not it, you guys. I know that they came out, but this deck is kind of a random one. Like I said, this is a keyword one I made, and I wanted to get clarification on this NATO, but I don't think it's coming from these. So I want to put those back up because I feel like these cards are giving us the information that we need. Okay, so there's going to be some story that happened that comes out with NATO, and we're going to be looking at something to do with justice, fairness, karma. This could also be the UN getting involved, some kind of a justice or karma that comes to a male, something going on, someone trying to hide, run away. Does this have to do with, I'm almost wondering if this has to do with some kind of weapons, weapons going to NATO, or someone running away, a man running away and leaving NATO. I've been saying for a while, I thought Trump was going to start the talks actually last week about leaving NATO. Not actually leave NATO, but start like getting the rhetoric out there. Private property, not wanting to be a part of it. Excuse me, not wanting to be a part of it. I do feel like we are going to see something come out this week about wanting to leave NATO. I really do. Okay, you guys, next we have lawyer. Lawyer. Okay, so let's see what we can get for lawyer. I'm wondering if this lawyer card has to do with any of the lawsuits that we're seeing that are filed in the government against the Trump administration for a lot of his like executive orders, things like that. We had male singer. I'm wondering if this is Diddy getting a new lawyer. We had that last week too, which I don't know if he has or has. Nope, political. Okay, so this has to do with something political. Okay. So this lawyer has to do with something political. A lawyer is going to get a gift. Surveillance. Someone's going to be watched. And that surveillance is going to be given to someone as a gift, and it's going to help them out. Natural causes. Maybe whatever it is going to be found in a natural way. Vacation, beach abroad. Was someone being watched on vacation and information was obtained? Yep. Okay. Yep. So someone was a political person, was maybe even someone who's a lawyer, was on vacation. They were surveyed or surveilled, and that information was given as a gift. I don't know what this natural causes is. Okay. Any other clarifiers for this, please? Psychic abilities and intuition. Okay. Thank you. Burial. Natural causes. I wonder if something's going to come out about someone who died. And I'm wondering if it's going to be like, it looks suspicious, but it ends up just being natural causes. I wonder if a lawyer is going to die this week. That's interesting. Okay, so now what I want to do is I just want to do general energy for the week. Okay, you guys, let's just look at general energy. What can we expect? What is our week going to be like for all of the rest of us? What kind of energy is it going to be for us in the collective watching this video? Now, this isn't going to be for everyone in the whole wide world. This is just the energy for us watching this video, okay? So it could be really, really good. So let's just keep our little fingers crossed, shall we? Okay. Two of Cups. This is partnerships. This is alignment. This is working together. Eight of Cups reversed. Eight of Cups reversed is errors and judgment or drifting apart. This week, you may have challenges where you're drifting apart from your partnerships. Now, this can be romantic partnerships. This can be friendships. This can be business partnerships. Anywhere that you're aligned with other people. we've been coming out of a time of a lot of anxiety, a lot of stress, a lot of losing sleep. It's been a tough time. But what we're going into this week is judgment reversed. Judgment reversed is things being misinterpreted. So we might see things are being misinterpreted. We might be misinterpreting things. So this week, if you are finding yourself in conversations where like there's conflict, or you're not maybe hearing someone, or make sure you're not misinterpreting. Okay, we're going to be really susceptible to that. We have the King of Wands. This is an authoritarian. This is someone who's very demanding. It's very demanding energy. Page of Cups reversed. This is emotional immaturity. So I do think we're going to continue to see a lot of emotional immaturity coming from these different men in power in Washington, which that's unfortunate. The Magician. This is our energy. Okay. And this is amazing because all of us watching this video, we hold the energy of the Magician. The Magician is the ultimate alchemist. What is an alchemist? An alchemist is someone who can take coal and turn it into gold, okay, or whatever, iron into gold, or whatever the thing is. It's someone who can manifest anything they want, that they can create anything out of thin air. And I tell you guys all the time, I'm going to mention it really briefly, we have to make sure that we're consuming just as much, if not more, positive content than we are negative or stressful content. And if we can do that, if we can tip that balance, if we can remain in slightly, 51% positive versus 49% negative, I mean, hopefully it's more than that. But I mean, even if all you can muster is 51% positive energy to your 49% negative, that's all you need to tip the scales in your favor to have this energy. Remember that no matter what's happening in the world, we create our situation. So we don't have to go through the stress and the pain and the panic and everything else that other people are going through, okay? Because we know what's coming. We can see what's coming, and so we're prepared for it. Other people aren't prepared for it, but we are prepared for it. I tell you guys all the time, make sure that you guys have some emergency supplies. Make sure you guys have water, some extra food, a go bag, flashlights. I did a whole video on how I've prepared, so you guys can check that out if you're interested. But it's always important because, right now, look, there's tornadoes ripping up the parts of the country. And those people, I'm sure a go bag would be really handy for them when they're, when they have to run out the door and they don't have time to grab stuff. A go bag would have their medications, their important papers, just everything that they need that's critical running out the door. The environment is the Five of Pentacles reversed. This is the environment that's around us, okay? This is us examining our values. What's important to us and what's not important to us. I think that when we start to look at what we're grateful for and what's important to us, the most important things are those that are not monetary or not, that aren't physical, but are emotional. It's the relationships we have. So it's really important to lean into that, especially right now. Then we have the Empress reversed. The Empress reversed is about things being barren. They're not creative blocks. I think there's a lot of fear that we aren't going to have what we need. But remember, we create our situation, okay? And then the outcome is the Nine of Cups reversed. The Nine of Cups reversed is all about ego, self-centeredness. So we are going to see issues with ego and self-centeredness. We might see something taken away this week that is important to people. So just know that might be coming. Okay, you guys? Okay. If you guys are still with me and you like this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up on your way out. And also, if you have not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing. It's a great way to help out my channel. I want to thank you so much for hanging out with me. You guys are the absolute best, and I will see you next time. Bye.